Johan Galtung is a Norwegian sociologist and mathematician, principally known for his contributions to the fields of sociology, political science, economics, history, anthropology, and theology. He is also the founder of an academic discipline called Peace and Conflict Studies, which categorizes violent behavior in three ways. The first of these categories is called direct violence. This is the kind that we can physically perceive. Warfare, murder, rape, assault, and verbal attacks are all examples of direct violence. But just as the tip of an iceberg is only the visible part of much bigger problems lurking below the surface, direct violence is often a manifestation of much larger and more dangerous conditions. One example of this is called structural violence. Structural violence is built into the very social, political, and economic systems that govern our societies, states, and the world. It is the unfair allocations of goods, resources, and opportunities between different groups, classes, genders, or nationalities. In this way, structural violence prevents certain people from meeting their basic needs. So, for example, when states refuse to provide adequate health care at a reasonable cost, the people who die as a result are victims of structural violence. Another hidden category of violence is called cultural violence. It is rooted in the attitudes and beliefs of a society. Cultural violence includes beliefs and aspects of a culture that can legitimize violence and make it seem like an acceptable way of responding to conflict. It is how a community views itself in relation to themselves, to others, and to the world. And it often supports a sense of superiority over and dehumanization of other people and other cultures. So, for example, let's listen to this gentleman express his beliefs about Obamacare and who benefits from it.
Of the 15 to 17 people that signed up for Obamacare outside on the government subsidies, how many are here legally in the United States? They're not reporting that, but there's only about 15 to 17 million signed up, and about 13 million of them are not even U.S. citizens. So, but just, why don't we just open the gates and just give everybody in the world a free ticket to paradise?
When enough people in a society share these kinds of ideas, power holders begin to jump on the bandwagon, often beginning with pundits in the media.
Now they're saying that they want free health care, illegal aliens do. But let's get this straight, Neil. There is no such thing as free health care. Money needs to be taken out of someone's paycheck in order to fund this. So now they want to take money out of an American citizen's paycheck and give it to an illegal alien. Neil, that's absolutely crazy.
Next, the idea may attract the attention of politicians, who can give it a level of respectability by dressing it up in more formal language.
No one has a right to medical care. If one assumes such a right, it endorses the notion that some individuals have a right to someone else's life and property. This totally contradicts the principles of liberty.
In this way, the beliefs of a community about others, other nationalities, other genders, and other economic classes often find manifestation in official government laws and policies.
Americans have choices, and they've got to make a choice. And so maybe rather than getting that new iPhone that they just love and they want to go spend hundreds of dollars on that, maybe they should invest it in their own health care.
And so, what often begins as cultural violence, the attitudes and beliefs of some members of a society, can sometimes metastasize into structural violence with the implementation of laws and government policies that reflect those attitudes. And this, in turn, can lead to direct violence as those policies are rolled out. Direct violence has its roots in cultural and structural violence. It feeds back and strengthens them so that all three forms interact as a triad. Cultural and structural violence cause direct violence. Direct violence reinforces structural and cultural violence. And in the end, we find ourselves trapped in its vicious cycle.